Hello everyone, this is Bishop Joseph Tyson with the Diocese of Yakima, and I hope you and your families are well and feeling God's blessing even in spite of COVID-19. I want to talk to you today a little bit about the importance of getting vaccinated for the protection from the COVID-19 virus. As you know, many in our diocese are being vaccinated these days. At the same time, many are concerned about how the vaccine can affect them and are concerned about the moral acceptability of receiving the vaccine as Catholics in our church and followers of Jesus. The first thing I would like to say is that the prevention of the spread of COVID-19 is something we need to do for the common good. We should not only be concerned about our own well-being, but that of others. In Evangelii Gaudium, Pope Francis tells us our redemption has a social dimension because God in Christ redeems not only the individual person, but also our social relations. It is important to understand that getting vaccinated builds up the common good by promoting the general health and by the preventing of the spread of COVID-19. We have all been listening to the news reports and have heard about the number of COVID-19 cases and deaths that have occurred in our diocese and all across Washington state. Our hearts and our prayers go out to those who have experienced loss of work, have struggled to pay bills, worked on the front lines, or are essential workers. I think especially of our agricultural workers. Many have friends and family who've gotten ill, and we've also had a number of COVID-19 funerals. This is why I need to say, the more of us that can get vaccinated, the safer our communities can become. All of us who qualify need to participate in the vaccination. If we do, with God's help, we can bring our society back to some level of being normal or close to that. Again, everyone needs to get involved to accomplish this. I want to say something now that is especially important. Vaccines for COVID-19 are morally acceptable according to church teaching, especially in the context of our pandemic. Our Washington Catholic bishops have made a common public statement about this, and the United States Catholic Conference of Bishops, of which I'm a member, have stated, and I quote, "The reasons to accept the new COVID-19 vaccines are sufficiently serious to justify their use despite their remote connection to morally compromised cell lines. In addition, receiving the COVID-19 vaccine ought to be understood as an act of charity toward other members of our community. In this way, being vaccinated safely against COVID-19 should be considered an act of love of our neighbor and part of our moral responsibility for the common good." Again, those are words from our Catholic Conference that we share as bishops in the United States. They're actually from the Committee on Doctrine and the Committee on Pro-Life Activities from the United States Catholic Conference of Bishops, and we'll be posting that on social media and on our website. What this statement speaks about is that some stem cell lines used in the production and testing of a wide variety of medications, including Tylenol and Excedrin, and a wide variety of vaccines are derived in part from aborted fetuses. The Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines, note this, did not use compromised stem cell lines for their development or production, unlike other vaccines. However, they did use one confirmatory test that used a stem cell line that originally derived from aborted fetuses, and that is troublesome. The AstraZeneca vaccine did use compromised cell lines during the design, development, and production and testing of its vaccine. But at the same time, when the safety, health, and common good of the public are considered, and there is no other alternative, the Church teaches that it is morally acceptable to receive these types of vaccines. Also, note this, it is not always possible for researchers to determine with certainty which stem cell lines include those from aborted fetuses and which do not. This is one reason why the Holy See suggests that the level of material moral cooperation does not prevent the use of vaccines by the Catholic faithful, especially given the current pandemic. But it is also why, in the future, we do want to encourage pharmaceutical companies to develop stem cell lines free of any material deriving from any abortion. Now, finally, you may experience some discomfort from taking the vaccine, but the positive aspects of taking the vaccine clearly outweigh any discomfort we might temporarily experience. My message to you in this video is that it is not only morally acceptable for Catholics to take the COVID-19 vaccine, but you should consider getting vaccinated if you're eligible. Now, again, be assured of my prayers for you. Please pray for me, and may God bless each of you and keep you safe during this COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks for considering the message I've just given. God bless.